All right, so
Well, we don't
gents,
have anything to talk about now, right?
now we're getting into the crux of it. So, Clint,
Congratulations, Clint.
40 years, West USA has been making its mark on our industry. Congratulations to you, the Fouts family, and the late great Clay for having the idea. But it's 40 years, and I was thinking about it this morning, and we'll get into it. But I've been part of it for over a quarter of that, and it's been an honor. But congratulations, we've got some big things happening.
Yeah, it's I'm actually blessed to be in this position, to be able to step up and take over where he kind of left off and take that vision to the farthest. And he spent a lot of time with me to kind of share that vision, probably since the time I was really young, before I even knew he was probably grooming me, but as he did all of his kids. But they, the fact that it's been 40 years, and this has been the making from even prior to, when we did our 30 and 35, we were talking about our 40th and what we were going to be doing. I did sit down and have conversations with my father, Clay, about what we were going to do for it and when what was going to happen. So it's here and it goes fast.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, we have, as you can see on the slide, is though 1986, my father had actually started West USA. He was at 100% company back then. And when he was working with the broker there and he was doing some transactions, the broker wasn't comfortable with his transactions. He worked with a lot of investors. And sometimes those get a little bit, I don't say odd. I mean, he was never sued or never anything like that, never caused any problems. But the broker kind of told him that he didn't have, the experience, or he didn't have the comfortable with being able to do the transactions. And kind of they agreed that he would probably move part ways. He started looking at other brokerages and then realized that the 100% companies at that time in 1986 did not really, they kind of had their niche. And most of them did residential. They didn't do commercial. They didn't do property management in most cases. It was just, they did one thing. And so he wanted to take that to have a full service 100% company and be able to have agents come in and be able to do anything and everything they do to make money. He was the sole breadwinner of 5 kids, and my mom was taking care of us. And so he knew what it took to have a career in real estate, and it's not always selling residential real estate. It's whatever it takes. So he did. He went out and with a vision and started that in 1986. He had a goal to be over 2,000 agents within, I think he had 5-year plan. He hit that in 3 years. They expanded into another location over in the Chandler location, or the Paradise Valley, actually, where he was at, and just kept going. I remember my mom and my sister at the time, and like, we just got here to where we're breaking even, and he's like, "Yeah, you can't stop."
Yeah.
I remember
that's a dangerous place.
How that was, and he just had that vision and that goal, and continued to keep moving. And he knew what agents needed, and he was
What's it like? Because I'm part of the awards banquet every year. There are still some agents at West USA that were pretty much from there have been here since ground zero. What is that like when you were having conversations with them and they've had such a long history with Clay and they're still here?
Well, the agents were a lot younger back when we had the conversations 40 years ago. But it is really, I mean, the fact that agents were with us 40 years ago, and the ones that are even starting to retire, or even considering that, or even the ones that are still in real estate, to me, it's just amazing that we're still focused on what to supply agents and how that works. And agents are still with us and hopefully continue to be.
All right, so now we move into the 1990s, and how does the focus change? How have things adapted and progressed?
Well, like I said, that's when we kind of went to he had that vision of being into the 1,000 agents. He went to the 2,000 agent mark. As you can see on the board there, we kept rankings, and I think my father just had a goal just to grow. and he was going to do whatever it took to grow.
Yeah. So from his point of view, he never said, I want to have X number of offices or X number. In other words, he let the agents need or where the markets were moving to. How did that happen? Because I remember hearing that, it kind of was almost God sent that the growth of West USA.
Yeah, they had the agents. I mean, and we still today even have that. We'll have agents that love what we do and how we provide it. Next thing we know, they get together and then they're saying, we want an office here. And then we have to look at whether it makes sense to do it. So he kind of did the same thing back then. We were on 28th Drive in Peoria when we started. There was an agent group that jumped out and started growing an agent group across town. And back then, of course, as you could tell, offices were a big part of the business, especially when you had to go pick up keys and everything else. But so it was just kind of demand from the agents saying this needs to be done. You guys need to move across here, and he facilitated that, and we ended up with now 8. And over the years, we've learned kind of where to put those offices and how to put those offices where agents can get to them and back from them, and a lot of trial and error over the years of leasing and purchasing and doing different stuff.
I think one of the things that has impressed me the most about West USA is its evolution and adapting and pivoting with the times. Todd kind of made kind of a little bit of a joke about it, but when you were getting into the 2000s, we didn't have the Zillows and the Realtor.coms. We didn't have Forewarn. We didn't have social media. I remember, I think it was about 2005, I got my first website. We're like, what the heck? There was no Google reviews and all of these things. And I take a look at like all the technology that we offer now. West USA's always been committed to adapting and evolving and bringing our agents into that next generation.
Yeah. When we actually in the 2000s, we had the more of the technology kind of swing came in for whatever technology really was, and we kind of looked at it, and having such a large agent base there, my sister really looked at it, and she was on the operations side, so she really looked at how to streamline things. And she put together one of the first softwares out there that was really where agents were going electronic, and agents still kind of put the files in, but then we did it in the back end and kept track of it and back and forth. And then we kind of opened it up to that part. But it was just the demand from the agent count and trying to figure out how to more centralize that location. The problem with where technology has gone over the years is all these companies, as you can relate, wants to know everything about the person that you're dealing with and everything in the transaction. You got to sit down and upload a contract or upload a listing, and they want to know all these questions and all these things. And agents just get, this may not even sell. Why do I have to sit there and spend all this time putting this in? And we've really kept our technology really streamlined to the point of what is it that the Department of Real Estate needs? What do we need as a brokerage? And we kind of keep it there because we have over 3,000 agents. And not every one of them are going to want to use the same CRM, and not every one. I mean, we could sit there and say, build a CRM within our system and say, this is what you have to use. But I don't think that's what our agents are looking for and wanting. And there's so many other ideas and things that plug into their systems. So we kind of built this engine. You build the car, we build the engine, we drive it, but then you guys can plug in other accessories to whatever we want to our system. And
that's an amazing comment.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of our agents, when they come over to us, they sat down, and I had agents come up to me and say, God, I was sitting down, and I was going to put my first listing in. It was like an hour, and I was done in 5 minutes. And my wife was looking at me like, what did you do? Did you do it right? And I was like, I think so. Because we really just asked for the basics. And, some agents are looking for that other pieces, but when you explain it to them, I don't think Mike and Todd or anybody else wants to pay for somebody else's CRM because they're going to pay for their own anyway. So we really keep that in the forefront of what is it an agent needs to do a transaction to fulfill the requirements by the Department of Real Estate and West USA's, and we try to keep it to that. Now, we have other programs that come in that we were able to leverage for technology-wise, and Nick's a big part of this, where he will meet with somebody, and a lot of companies try to leverage this into a profit center, and West USA has always been about the agent. So if we're able to negotiate a contract with a service, it's typically to cover the cost and cover everything else. And if we can offer it for cheaper than what it's sold online for, we want our agents to reap the benefits and be able to do that. So staying focused on that. Not always easy because a lot of these companies want you to buy packages and bigger pieces.
Yeah.
But anyways, the goal is our agents, and that's what most of our employees understand. It's about our agents and our employees, and when they win, West USA wins. And I think that's why we've been around for 40 years.
All right, and then we move into the 2010s, where we really saw an expansion of growth, of just being one of the top brokerages in the nation, and leadership. And I like to think that it's not coincidental. This is when I came to be here at West USA. So how much of the credit do I get for all of this?
Well,
That's a double-edged sword, right?
When you decide to email the whole country, you tend to be on the map pretty quick.
That was a really bad call that I got from Clint.
Don't hit that red button.
Yeah,
and he hits
I hit
the red button. Yeah.
So if somebody wants to hear that story, I'm available for lunch.
That's awesome.
Networking again. Huh? Yeah, but my father was starting to, I don't know if he was leaning into the retirement, but he was definitely looking at the next replacement and kind of what's going on. We had a franchise arm. He had me come in to help with building that franchise arm and back and forth and looking at what part was. As that started kind of going a direction, he decided to bring me in and make me the president of West USA. He hired Todd Menard to help with the organization. It was like, kind of told him what the plans. It's when you look at your dad and you tell him everything they've been doing wrong, which he did nothing wrong. It's just, you have new visions and new stuff, new goals, new plans. And he liked most of the plans and most of the vision I had. He built me an extremely good team to build upon, taught me everything he needed to teach me, I believe, to make the company successful. And we went, so between me and Todd, we hired Mike, and it was more Todd's relation. So I blame Todd for Mike.
Yeah, I've always had that that responsibility.
It's in your file.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nick had started just before that in 2012, and he was in the IT department. Yeah, and he saw what we were doing and saw the vision and really decided to want to be a part of that. And pretty sternly made his stance that he wanted to be part of that piece of things. And we were blessed because none of us wanted to work as hard as he did, and he really pushed it through and really took us to the next level everywhere he could and learned. And like you say, he knows the company as well as any of us at this point, and totally. Does a great job. Yeah.
I appreciate that. I got removed from the IT department, as everyone saw this morning. My IT skills are slightly lacking. I'm much better on the mic than I am behind the computer, but I appreciate that. It was an honor, really. I got to work with Mike really closely, Todd really closely, and just see what Clint and the Fouts family was building, and I really want to be a part of it, and I really appreciate being given the opportunity to grow with the company the last almost 15 years.
It's funny because people look at faces and they say, oh, that person's old, so I don't want to go to work for that company because it's an older company. And Clay knew that, Clint knew that, everybody knew that. And our brains wrap around things differently based upon how we were brought up and the times in which we were brought up. I won't go, into my time, but I will say that from Nick's time, I mean, he knew all about the technologies. He was born into it. He was able to identify faster and quicker than potentially Clint or I may have been able to. And so I just want to say, it's been a pleasure working with Nick too over this period of time, because truly he has the energy of three people. And he, like he was saying about earlier, I'll leave it at that. How many texts he got? Yeah. That's because he cares enough to give you his personal text number.
I didn't get any.
Yeah. Neither did I. Just FYI. But no. So it's been a really great team.
All right,
moving forward.
Sure. So I do want to get into 2026 and what we're going to be doing. But the 20s, we're rolling into the 20s. We just started West USA. It just things seem to really come together, and I'm not going to just say that the brokerage was performing overall. It was the agents that were performing.
It's always the agents.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just look at the volumes between 2010s and 2020s. I mean, when Clint and I came in, and not to go into a big thing, but it was, 1.6 billion a year in volume and 1,000 agents at the time. Because remember, 2010s, we were just coming out of the mortgage-backed security crisis. I mean, there were lots of changes in real estate, and tons of people got out of real estate. So when Clint took over, we were back down to 1,065 agents, 1.3 billion in volume, and then look at 2020s. Just jump to the blue. Within 7 years actually, now closing 20,871 transactions, 5.5 almost billion in sales volume. But again, I want everybody to know you have to have the resources and the services available at the time the agent needs them. But it's always about you, the agent. We're here to service you, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Yeah. All right. And so to celebrate you being the agent family, we're rolling into 2026. 2026 is here, whether we want it to be or not. And we've got a lot of plans for 2026, Clint. And I don't even know how to describe it, but it is going to be an incredible year to be an agent at West USA Realty, to celebrate, and again, it's not so much the agents are celebrating with us; it's our opportunity to celebrate with our agent family.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we had talked about this, we had planned this, and kind of figure out what that looks like. We didn't plan all these events, but we definitely looked at what it was like, and I didn't want just a main event type birthday celebration. I wanted a year-long celebration, which I talked to Clay about at the time, and it's like 40 years. And then we kind of knew what we were looking at for timeline, and I wanted an event approximately per quarter to continue to keep going across town. Now, don't for one second think that this is just the surprise area, this first one up here on March 5th. I expect to see everybody from every office across there. It's not because you're in Chandler doesn't mean you can't come to the surprise. You guys come all over town. You guys drive all over the place. I want to see everybody at these events.
Just pretend it's a listing appointment.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
And put it in your calendar as such.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would just encourage everybody right now, just snag a piece of paper and a pen and just write down these dates. As these events get closer, we'll roll out more details, times, and things like that. But get these on your calendar ASAP. So I had mentioned in our pre-podcast meeting, I would like to see West USA to secure the first pitch responsibilities at this, and then I think we just make it. A contest or a big giant vote, whether the agents want to see you, Dwayne, Kyle, whomever, because I think all of it would bring some enjoyment for my life.
I love it. Yeah.
If you're the catcher, then we can probably make something work out.
I will 100% throw a ball.
Nick Butler can put it together.
Okay, if you guys are pitching, I'll be the catcher barehanded, not worried. If Kyle's pitching, I'm not so sure.
There's a pro arm there.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. All right, so March 5th, and again, to Clint's point, this is for all agents. And so our Q1 event is going to be spring training game at the Surprise Stadium, Rangers against the Royals. And then June 4th, we're going into the JW Marriott Desert Ridge, right down the street from my house. What are we doing on June 4th?
We went into, and we were trying to find where to have the event with such a large place, and then we ended up basically renting out the hotel's restaurant. I don't know, Nick, have you been to Canberra?
I've not been to Canberra directly. We used to go to the place that was called Roy's. Roy's flipped to Canberra. It's a pretty fantastic looking establishment. Awesome. I am very excited for this one. The baseball is going to be a lot of fun. All the events are going to be a lot of fun. Each event's going to be a little bit different in what's happening at the event. So the Canberra event, we're going to be able to do some drinks, some dinner, a really good networking opportunity. And again, we're going to keep saying this over and over again because I expect the Goodyear and, hey, Ahwatukee, I want to see you guys out at all the events across the valley. You can't just stay in your guys' little bubble.
Continental divide.
Yeah,
I was going to say that. I was going to make a joke about that.
Yeah. Spring training, Clint, also, you're not sitting on the grass.
No. No, it's in the VIP up above the seats. We have one side reserved, possibly the other side for overflow if we need it, and they have seats up there, and they have a great area to mingle. There will be drinks and food, or at least appetite. I'm not sure exactly what the drinks, but yeah, there will be you'll be well entertained. Especially if Mike is catching.
Yeah. And there'll be more information leading up to each of these. But continue. Look at this. July 24th, Honda Casino. Get ready, everybody. Pine Top. Wow. You know, I mean, obviously at Pine Top Lakeside, you guys up there on the rim and you know, those of you over in Payson, you guys do such a good, you know, large volume of business. You know, Clint was, and he wouldn't say it, I'm sure, but I want to make sure you know, he's so impressed with you guys as well up there in those particular niche marketplaces. Not close enough to us to get all the local benefits at West USA, and you guys are the #1 brokerage up there. Thank you so very much. And this is another way Clint is, you know, kind of saying how much we thank you for that. Talk a little bit about that one.
Well, I do want to say before we let you talk about it, I, just to clarify, this is for all agents across the valley, across the state. I don't want agents thinking, oh, this is up in Pine Top, so this is only for the White Mountain agents.
Thank you.
So get it on the calendar. I think we got a block of rooms. Make a day out of it, make a weekend out of it, get out of the heat, but doesn't matter which of our offices you hang your license out of. We want everybody up there at this casino.
Yeah, July 24th. It doesn't feel like it right now, but it's going to be hot. I predict it's going to be hot on July 24th. So be a great time. It's a Friday. Get out of town. We have a block of rooms. It's very inexpensive to be able to do that. So if you want to just get up out of the heat, it's a Friday. Drive up Friday morning. Hang out with us at the casino. We have a great dinner that night, some entertainment, and then gamble a little bit and have the room right there in the place. So it's a great opportunity.
And then September, we roll into Top Golf in Gilbert. Again, it says Gilbert open to all agents across the valley and the state.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Gilbert's going to be it's the location is just because that's where the Top Golf establishment is. There's 3 Top Golfs. We want to make sure everyone went to the right one, not to the one on the west side. So again, a little bit of a different event. This one's going to be a little more moving and shaking. We're going to be swinging golf balls, swinging golf clubs at golf balls. That's what I do when I golf. I swing the club. Where the ball goes anywhere, no one really knows. But again, it's just a different kind of an event than we've been able to do yet. And as we're getting into the September, still a little bit warm, so we didn't want to put people outside too much. So Top Golf's a really good mix of air conditioning, misters, some food, a nice place to network, and then still be able to mix and mingle.
And if you're not into golf, we do have a room that has the bar and everything else. So hopefully Mike doesn't get too drunk and goes out and falls off the top. But I think
we're on the bottom
we're making
floor.
Those kind of jokes.
Bottom floor.
Okay. I wish I would have known ahead of time.
It would only be a 4-inch fall, so you're good.
Okay, good. All right. So those are the first 4 events. We're going to get into the November 14th, the big gala event. But now the best part about March 5th, June 4th, July 24th, and September 10th is it is free to our agents. Our great vendor partners have pulled together to bring additional value to our agents. So these first 4 events, put them on your calendars. They are going to be complimentary to you as a West USA agent. So I just want to make sure everybody knew that.
Absolutely. The only one is the Pine Top. You will have a hotel fee unless you want to stay at Mike's house. He does have a place real close, he said. So
text me for the address.
Just show up.
Bring a cot.
Well, just as long as West USA donates a hot tub to our cabin,
we'll have to talk to Marge and see what the hot tub is.
Oh my God,
that's another story for lunch if everyone wants to reach out.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so now the big one leading up to the end of the year, we're going to celebrate 40 years at our big November 4th gala event. Let's walk through it. This is a big deal because at the end, we're going to have an exclusive raffle giveaway. I'm not going to tell everybody what we're giving away until the next slide, but dang, West USA is showing up. But I'm pretty excited about this event.
Yeah. So back, to honor West USA in the 40 years, we had an event at the Desert Diamond Arena and then the next year we had it at the football arena next door. It was really well put together, and it was really well attended. And so for 40th, I just wanted to kind of come back to it. Apparently the Coyotes don't play there anymore, so they were a little more workable, and they do a great job, great staffing. They remodeled the place; it looks amazing.
What if we could get them to put out the ice and we do a giant broom ball tournament?
See, apparently the Coyotes took the ice with them. I didn't know that.
It's probably melted by now.
It probably is. Yeah, probably is. But they, I didn't know this, but the Rattlers play there. Last time we were there, they had the grass down. So,
Ooh, maybe we get Mike to go up against the Rattlers defense. That'd be a fun event for everybody. One versus the Rattlers.
I'm in for everything.
Good.
for everything.
Done.
I'll give it a shot.
Line drills.
Yeah.
So we put the event together. It's gonna have a keynote speaker. We have music to energize the room, of course. We did bring back the casino night because that was really popular over the time. We doubled the size of what we have there. And then as Mike, we their dinner was the top line chef dinner.
Well, let's talk about that. What's on the menu?
I can't tell you that right now.
Oh, not that I'm going to be disappointed.
Cliffhangers, yeah.
Yeah. So we got a lot of events, and I know it was great to be at some of the holiday parties and the Christmas parties, and agents coming up to us and wanting to talk about the podcast and things like that. And people go, man, I was looking for you, Mike. I wanted to chat with you. Just look for the dinner area and the bar area. Start there. Chances are I'll be there.
What we heard this last round of end-of-year events, and thank you to everybody who was able to attend all the office events that we did the last couple of weeks of 2025, it was mixed. It was 50-50. We love doing the in-office events. Thanks so much for being here. It's nice to be able to kind of mix and mingle with a few people. And then the other side of that was I miss the giant West USA throwdown parties with the casinos and the dancing and all the things. And so I think what Clint, and I do need to give a huge shout out to all of the staff committees.
Oh my gosh.
Our staff has been working tirelessly since September on working through all of these different events. They've put together a fantastic mix of the best of both worlds. We have the quarterly events that we're trying to get hundreds of agents to show up to, and then we have the giant event. So everyone who's reached out, everyone who made a comment, I wish we did the big event again, you're welcome. This is going to be a huge event. We are expecting thousands of agents to show up to this end of year gala is what we're calling it. And so on the screen in front of you it's just kind of the high level overview of what to expect. We really want the event to cater to everyone. If you want to go and hang out in a lounge and just sit and listen to live music, we got you. If you want to hear a keynote speaker talk about how you can really grow your business, we got you. If you want to hang out with Weinstein at the bar or walk through the food a couple of times, we're there. And then all the different things in between, magicians and acts and really fun events that you get to kind of pick what you want the night to be. We're very, very excited to be able to get way more in detail. Now, again, we're just kind of going through high level here, but over the next year, as you go to the quarterly events, we'll have more information on what this gala is going to be.
Yeah, I'd be curious to go around the table here because I think we're going to all have our own definitions of what a wow moment is.
100%.
I've seen our agent family throw down some cocktails at these events. How do you define a wow moment? Okay, shut it, Todd.
Yeah.
See the wheels turning.
Uh-huh.
All right, so with that, probably the biggest thing that we're going to do at the gala event, Clint, is we got an incredible raffle giveaway, and then talk about that for a second. Then we're going to talk about how you right now can sign up to get your first raffle ticket. We're giving away a car.
Absolutely. So again, because it's the same part as the event, if you've been with West USA, I think we did 20 year anniversary. We did a couple of their. We've actually, West USA, if you didn't know this, had given probably 3 cars away over the years. So I wanted to bring that back for our 40th. I did try to work with a couple of dealers and try to get a Pacific brand, and I got killed by some of the staff saying that we shouldn't be blocking it down just to one brand. And then I was talking to that, and they said, we don't really like dealing with agents.
Because we don't drive.
I don't think they like being out negotiated.
Yeah, right.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
But So I kind of like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to give business to somebody that doesn't even want to work with our agent. So we went to, you pick your own dealer at the end of the time. You pick up the car.
Pay the taxes.
Huh?
Pay the taxes.
Yeah, no. We tried that before and we got in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So there are some legal parts. As you can see in the bottom down there, there's all the details down there. And there's other details you can look through. But at the end of the time, it's really excited to be able to give a car away. It's great for our agents. Like I said, we've done it 3. This will be 4.
Exciting.
Is it going to be wrapped with the West USA logo?
Don't know what it is until the agent picks it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
the agent's going
Yeah.
to get to pick what car
no,
they
but-
would like.
exactly.
I got
so
ideas.
there's terms and conditions, of course, and we'll have more information on how that's going to work. But it's very exciting. When Clint brought it to the staff, everybody was kind of like, "Wait, is he serious? Is that we're really going to give a car away?"
But I do have an RC car if Mike wins it.
I've got 3 of them at the cabin. Why don't you come up a couple hours early and we can have some fun in the cul-de-sac? All right, so it is. It's not a joke. It's not a mirage. West USA at our big gala event, one lucky agent is going to win a car. And right now, get your phone because you can get signed up right now. There's going to be a variety of different ways that you can enter the raffle throughout the year. But the first one is scan this QR code right now or go to westusa40.com. And you will now be entered. You can be one of the first agents to enter this raffle.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I don't know if the first one gets you anything as far as
It's cool to say.
No,
right?
it
But it is
doesn't.
kind of cool to have number 1 that is still there waiting for it, at least at this second. By the end of the day, it won't be. But one of the rules regulations is we couldn't just massively enter everybody together. They needed everybody to register for themselves. So we're going with register. There's a 0 cost just to click the thing, register. You'll be entered into the drawing. It's a great opportunity for every agent. Yep. We should have through 30,000 plus entries by the end of the day. So that being said, so we want an opportunity to be able to up. So when you have the event, when we get the event pictures, the site up, when it gets done doing that,
Yep.
we'll be able to buy tickets. So if you buy a ticket to the event, you'll have a second entry to the car. So you register, you get the ticket to the gala, you get 2 opportunities, 2 tickets to say into the books. So the thing that we used to do in the past is the third is if you recruit an agent. So you refer an agent to come over to us that joins, then you would have up to 3. So you recruit Todd and Mike and Nick, then I would have 3. So I'd have a total of 5 opportunities to win the car. So there's total of 5, and
max.
I want every agent to be able to do that. And that, it's just the opportunity. So you want to up your ways of winning that car. These are the ways to get through it. 1 and 2 is going to be very easy. You should be. I want everybody to show up to the event. We don't have the price locked in yet, but it'd be very reasonable. We're not gonna.
Yeah, and we'll have a lot more information coming down the pipeline throughout the year. But at the very least, right now, go to westusa40.com or scan that QR code. But I want to talk a little bit more. Nick and I the first Monday of every month we do our new agent orientation, which we're doing in about shortly here. We always talk about as agents. The greatest form of a compliment that a client can give us is sending us a referral, sending family and friends. And it's no different for us as a brokerage. When our agents go out, they have such a wonderful and positive experience with West USA. We've seen the success of our agents. A lot of our agents have been benefited and been part of that success. The biggest form of compliment for us is when you have a family member getting their license, or you're in the middle of a cross sale of referring outside agents or new agents to West USA. And we've always wanted to benefit our agents, but we're pulling out everything this year.
Absolutely. We, over the years, to move your business from one brokerage to another brokerage, there's fees involved. It costs money. It costs time. And we wanted to be able to offset that. We run promotions throughout years, and the $1,000 is always the best that gets an agent here on the ground running for very little. if anything at all. So we wanted to offer that because I don't want our agents saying, hey, come join West USA and then have to pay all these fees. So we want to be able to have you honor and offer that to the people you're referring to us. And that being said, if you refer an agent to us, you'll get a $300 credit on your bill.
Wow.
So that's been upped from the $100 I think we've offered in the past. So that'd be $300. Because I wanted to give you guys more opportunities and more
Excitement.
Yeah.
excitement,
And
everything
return.
else. So
In return for your effort.
for your time and
Yeah,
effort. But
yeah.
And at West USA, we've always, I mean, that $100 does go pretty far. We talk about it a
does.
lot, that we have agents that have not paid their bill in a long time. $300 covers a lot of agents' yearly fees. You get to do that multiple times. Every time you refer someone, it's not a one-time credit. Every agent that you refer to West USA, that credit hits your account. Plus, every transaction that agent does, that West USA collects a transaction fee, you're getting $25 of that. So that's these are not little numbers. Like these are things that we really hope will move the needle for everybody, and we're really excited that what West USA and the Fouts family is throwing down this year on top of everything else they're doing. The $1,000 bonus to bring somebody over, and then you receive the $300 credit plus the $25 per transaction. These are some big numbers that are out there.
So I'm hearing some agents telepathically here. So the 300, is that for the up to the 3 that I get to recruit for point, or is it per person throughout, no matter how many I recruit refer to the company over the year?
each one.
Everyone.
Yeah. And,
Wow.
and we were talking about it pregame of that $1,000 sign-on bonus. It pretty much, outside of office rent or whatever the case is, Nick, you were saying it covers just about everything. If you need new signs, new business cards, whatever the case is.
Yeah, we can't pay your annual dues, but everything else is pretty much on the
Or
table.
offices, yeah.
Yeah. So as you bring somebody over, and we're not looking to make our agents recruiters. We want you guys to do what you've always done really well at, is work with your clients, buyers and sellers. If you've got someone who's interested in joining the brokerage, just make sure that you get their information over to our branch manager, or Carrie Lynn Mason, who's going to be a busy bee this year, and we'll get them over with your name, and then that credit gets to you.
And that's why we're calling it a referral credit, not a recruiting credit.
I want to quickly clarify, Mikey. Sorry. So for the car entry, you're going to go to westusa40.com. You're going to register. That gets you one entry into the car raffle. Once we get the website, or I, as you politely put it, Clint, get the website ready to rock and roll, you're going to register to come to the gala event. Now, that's important. It's the gala event registration. The purchase of that ticket is going to get you one entry. Now, it's not one purchase per entry. It's one time. You, as the agent, register. You're going to get one entry. If you buy 10 tickets for your team, that's awesome. You're going to get one entry on top of the one that you got for going to West USA 40. And then you're going to refer agents to West USA, and you're going to get 3 max more entries. So 5 total entries. If you do all those things, 5 total entries to win the car giveaway at the gala. Now, there's lots of terms and conditions, so please make sure when you go to West USA 40, you read through all that mumbo jumbo. But we are very excited for that opportunity. And then right here, we've got all the extra stuff we're doing bonus-wise.
All right. So what I wanted to ask before we wrap up is, I get this program, I refer an agent and so forth, but I come across them all the time. We have a lot of agents that listen to our Monday morning podcast that are not with West USA or was with West USA 10 years ago. But if I'm not with West USA and I'm listening to this, and I should have asked this beforehand because I don't want to put anybody on the spot, would I be welcome to the $1,000 sign-on bonus?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so just give them my name, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be an exciting year. I'm pumped about it. And we obviously couldn't do it without the incredible West USA staff. We couldn't do it without the incredible West USA agent family. But we couldn't do this without. We have some of the greatest vendor partners on the face of the planet. We have a lot of vendors participating in all of these events. Not all of them are listed on here, but just a huge shout out. I don't, what kind of words you want to say to our vendor partners?
I just really want to appreciate was we wouldn't be without our vendor partners are different to us. So our vendors are the people that work with us. Over the years, we've had vendors come to us and want to pay to be a vendor and turn around and be part of, to be able to buy market share. And we've always said, well, what market share you have, and if they don't have a market share, we tell them go get market share. Our offices are open. They can call on our agents and build relationships. We work with people that our agents are working with. So when our agents have ACP and they're working with the Frederick team and they're working with American Title and stuff like that, we have to go out and create relationships, because what I want to make sure of is that if there's a problem in the transaction, I want Todd, Nick, the broker, to be able to pick up the call that person and say, what's going on? Why is this not being done? And with these vendors, because they are so good at being able to take care of it and how they got market share, they don't have those issues. We don't have to call these individuals up here on this board and turn and say, hey, why is this deal falling apart because of what you guys are doing? And we've had some pretty bad relationships in the past, and not relationships, but we've had pretty bad vendors, and the agent calls us and says, can you help us? And we call the people and they're like, who are you? And why do I want to talk to you? And they're literally just, they've literally moved the loan to a different state, and now the underwriter's not here anymore. They're there, and the things fall apart, and it hurts our agents, it hurts the consumers, it hurts the sellers, and we don't want that type of relationship. So I would never want to say, well, vendors know they're not be able to come buy their way into this part. They have to have market share prior to that.
Yeah.
So that being said, the vendors that are up here are high A class. These people have earned their way into you guys before they got to us. You guys kind of gave your thumbs up by the amount of agents that were putting transactions through with these people, and we really, really, really appreciate the relationship. Even when I yell at them, they smile and they say thank you. And
now, like you said earlier in the beginning of your conversation, there's a lot more sponsors that are part of this 40th anniversary celebration that aren't listed on here, and the ones that are, because they have the pinnacle, participation from that particular point. But if you are an agent, well, of course you are, but if you have a particular service that you only do business with that particular service, they're your go-to, and they're not mentioned here as you see right now, or as part of the other 18 that you can't see right now. Ask them, are you participating in this event? Because we're not restricting this to anybody. So if you have other sponsor vendors that you're using and you'd like them to have an opportunity to get some visibility and maybe grow their market share, please make sure they reach out to Clint. Who should they reach out to?
Their managers. And
just reach out to the manager. Yep.
We have a committee that's part of the sponsorship committee, so the manager can get them to that. They'll vet them and talk to them, and then there's different levels they can participate for this event, and that's it.
Very cool.
So before we end here, I just want to quickly, we're going to have a lot more detail over the next couple weeks, especially for our first event coming up in March. Please keep a lookout for the Facebook groups. Keep a lookout for emails. I was asked by many staff members to remind everybody. We are going to ask for RSVPs, so as we get those more details up, go ahead and go to the links, RSVP. Clint did tell me that he doesn't necessarily care if we hit a cap. He wants to get 1,000 agents to every single event this year, so when those links come up, register as quickly as you can, because there is a limit. We got to know if we're going to go over that kind of stuff, so please keep a lookout. If you have any questions for any of us, reach out to us directly, talk to your office manager, but I just want to personally say congratulations to Clint and the Fouts family and all of West USA agents that made this 40 years possible. And everybody on the chat that was sending in how many years you've been at West USA, keep doing that. That's so cool that we're getting all these agents that are saying 28 years, 33 years. It's so awesome to see our agents on the podcast this morning saying how long they've been at our company.
And that being said, I know that timeline we put together was very, very streamlined, but I believe that every employee at West USA has been a part of our 40 years, whether they've been here for a short time or not. They adopted the culture of West USA, put the agents first. There's people that weren't named on this. Our broker supports are top notch. We always look for. That's why they're in place. Marge coming over when she came over was a big pull. It just everything we did created what West USA is today. And I don't think we can put everybody on there, but it's just it's a huge thank you to all of our staff for everything they've done. And that's what West USA has always been a part of. Thanks everybody, and thanks our agents.
All right, good stuff. Looking forward to a great 2026. We'll leave you with the quote of the day. Success isn't given, it's earned. One showing, one call, one client at a time. Appreciate you joining us today. Go out and sell a home.